Hey there, let's talk about the fundamental supersize business strategy number 12, forgiveness, the forgiveness strategy. Now, this is one you probably haven't heard of because there aren't very many businesses that use it, which makes it perfect for building the culture and the environment and the competitive advantage and differentiation that many businesses in super competitive industries should look at adapting to and adding to the strategies that they use to supersize, run, and grow their business. Forgiveness strategy is all about let's make the business case for it first and foremost. Forgiveness strategy involves how you handle when problems, mistakes, both internally and externally, are brought to your attention. How do you deal with them? How do you make amends? How do you fix problems that are brought to your attention? I've worked in many organizations that don't do this very well, and they just assess, blame, and then move on until the exact same thing happens and pops up again. I worked for over 2 decades in the quality area of big corporations, some privately held, some publicly traded, and found that it isn't always the most open and forgiving culture to participate in. I worked in a couple of companies where they had a scapegoat, they'd fire the scapegoat, and then 6 months down the road, the same exact thing would happen because they never solved the root cause of the problem. So what's the business case for this forgiveness strategy? Handling challenges, setbacks, obstacles, mistakes, F-ups, because we all make them, we're human, in a way that builds and grows and supersizes our business. Number one, what's the business case for this? Customer retention. Studies have been done and shown that businesses that admit they messed something up and then correct it, and how they correct it is different in every situation because we seldom make the exact same mistake more than once. But those companies, it's proven that customers will stick with, forgive them, and continue to do business with them. Employee engagement and retention is better in organizations that give people a second chance, actually encourage people to learn from their mistakes and figure out how to fix them. It enhances the reputation and trust both within and outside of the organization. It helps with conflict resolution and innovation because people that work in an environment that doesn't fire them the minute they make a small mistake are more likely to stay with that organization. So how do you go ahead and implement a forgiveness program and a forgiveness strategy in your organization? First and foremost, you develop a culture of empathy and understanding. You want people to increase their emotional intelligence and be able to put themselves in other people's shoes and situation. If someone is under tremendous pressure to produce a certain amount of products in a certain period of time, guess what? They're also under a whole lot of pressure to overlook small things or quality defects. We've seen this time and time again. And that's how bad products get out into the market. As a quality professional for over 2.5 decades, I saw almost every situation that there was a quality problem, someone in the organization knew about it and didn't feel comfortable or like they could say anything about it without putting their job and their livelihood at risk. That's pretty pathetic and sad. It allows us to take responsibility and make amends. It allows us to say, oh my gosh, I totally missed that. Guess what? As soon as we have a headache or a bad day or a cough or a stuffy nose, and we might miss something, and we shouldn't be in fear of our livelihood because we miss a small thing. Now I'm going to add a caveat here. If you do something unethical, immoral, illegal, boom, you're out. That's my personal opinion. There's no reason and there's no place for that in business or in my life. So if it's a core values match and you think something illegal, unethical, or immoral is okay, you're not working in any of my organizations, or I don't work with those organizations as well. But people need to know that if they make a mistake and they're willing to fix it and make amends for it, then there is a modicum of forgiveness given. Again, unless it's something heinous, and then there's no tolerance for that. And then fourth, we want to foster a safe environment for learning and growth. Guess what? We learn way more from our mistakes as human beings than we learn from the things that we do successfully the first time. And a lot of it is communication and education. People need to know why certain things are important in our businesses, in our jobs, and in our life. And fifth, we want to monitor and evaluate How is it going? We want to look at key performance indicators. What is our customer satisfaction? What's our retention look like? What is our employee engagement in the forgiveness program? Are they willing to take calculated risks and realize everything doesn't always work out perfectly the first time? We want to take into consideration a couple of the psychological positive impacts of having a forgiveness strategy in our business. Number one, it reduces stress and enhances well-being. If I know that I can step out of my comfort zone and take an action, and if it doesn't work out perfectly like we planned or I thought it would, I'm not going to lose my job. I'm not going to get fired. I'm not going to get beaten up. I'm not going to get bullied or berated by anyone in the organization. We're going to use it not only as a learning experience for me, but for everyone else in the organization. And I'm not going to be embarrassed by that. I'm going to actually feel proud that I was willing to stretch my comfort zone and do something that I thought would benefit the business in an extreme way, but maybe went a little awry. It also builds emotional intelligence. And guess what? In this world today, we all need to think for ourselves and be working on our emotional plus our just plain regular intelligence. Forgiveness strategies allow us to differentiate ourselves in the marketplace and get a competitive advantage. Again, in industries where especially in industries where there has been a lack of trust or authenticity or open communication. And it also helps us to build long-term relationships. And we can see that both in our employee retention as well as in our long-term customers. The lifetime value of a customer, is that increasing or decreasing, etc. So, do you have any type of a forgiveness strategy in your business offering today? I'd be surprised if you do, but if you do, please share it in the comments below and how it's working for you. I built it into our, when I was in corporate America, I built it into our performance review and feedback system because I saw how broken that system was in corporate America. And it wasn't designed to help people. It was designed to beat them up and not give them pay increases, which everybody knew. So I flipped that on its head and we changed up how we did feedback in the organizations I work with in corporate America. And we brought that into the organizations that I manage, lead, and own now. That's it. Have an awesome day. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow with another fundamental or basic business supersizing strategy, basic supersizing business strategy, whatever we want to call it. A way to make your business stand out and be more competitive and successful. Have a great day.